Fights. Canada. UFC. Women's bantamweight title. Lightweights. Lots of weights. Yes, UFC 289 is just hours away, everybody. Actually, it's 45 minutes away. Pay-per-view starts in a few hours, but the prelims kick off at the top of the hour. Thank you for joining us. This is the People's Pre-Fight Show, getting you ready for UFC 289. I am Mike Heck here in New York City. Joining me, as always, the man with the baddest stash in MMA. He may or may not knock over his microphone with this introduction. There he is, Casey Leydon.
One and a half. All right. I got it. Yeah, I tried. I think you pulled my shoulder a bit trying to.
Don't hurt yourself.
You're not the boss of me. I'll hurt myself.
So how are we feeling, Casey? Where would you gauge your excitement levels?
You know what? Excuse me. I almost want to be more excited, but I feel like I'm having so much of the storyline of this card is the lack of buzz, and so I'm almost like, why? I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel when the storyline is the lack of storyline, it's kind of a bummer. But in a vacuum, I love the top two fights. The top two fights I'm super excited about. I get it. It's a pay-per-view. It's $80. Even the free fights aren't, something, I would tell my friends to cancel their plans, to make sure they're home for. But hey, it's fights. I'm happy. I'm gonna stay positive. I love the top two fights, and I'm excited about that.
I'm actually, if you've already looked in our Slack channel at my predictions, I'm picking 5 finishes in the main.
I saw that. I was like, wow. I got it. Yeah.
So if my picks come to life, this is going to be a fun card. So we'll see how it all plays out. But it's not about us. It's about you guys. People's Pre-Fight Show for a reason. Throw your questions in the chat. We'll pull them up. We'll discuss, and we'll do this until the first punches are thrown. Man, my head is so shiny with this light up my head. Wow. Maybe if I go like this. Yeah, little tilt up. Can't really see it.
the whole time, yeah.
There it is.
Okay. Wait, one moment. Let me get this clock up here. 1 second. Oh, no, that's wrong clock.
0 seconds.
0 seconds.
There we go.
And I forgot to put the clock up there. Boom, boom.
So we'll go till right around 7 p.m. Eastern because I have to head over to the studio for the watch party. And apparently GC shooied a bottle of maple syrup. I don't know if you saw this on social media, but
wait. That's way more disgusting than.
Well, not shooey. He shooey vassed. He's shooey vassed.
Okay. Because I'm imagining someone pouring maple syrup into a dirty shoe and then.
No, he didn't do that. He shooey vassed it. I don't want to be spreading fake news here, but go check it out on Twitter and Instagram. It's hilarious.
All right. Okay. Let me get the first question up here.
How do we like our martial arts, Casey?
Ooh, there's lots of options. I'm gonna have to go mixed. I'm really into the mixing of the martial arts. If you gun to my head, I gotta pick one. Yeah, I'm gonna go mix. Yeah. What about you, sir?
A la Family Feud. Good answer. I'm with you.
All right, it's a good one.
Manuel, what about that KO of Brendan Loughnane? How exactly does the PFL work? Do fighters get paid for every fight as they work through the regular season? I believe they do. Yeah, they get paid per fight. And from what I understand, I guess it all depends on who the fighter is and how big of a star they are. But in some cases, I've been told that, if you fight 3 or 4 times, you get, A plus B plus C plus D. And then if you win the million, it's whatever is the difference between those 4 wins and the million. So it ends up being $1 million, but I'm not sure if that changed the season or whatnot. So obviously Brendan Loughnane probably makes a little bit more because he won the championship last year. He's one of the bigger names, etc. But if a guy who won in the Challenger Series goes on and wins the $1 million, it's probably more structured like that. Yeah. But they do get paid per fight.
Who made a little stink about it a couple years ago? Was it Chris Wade? when he got or is it Pettis or something when he got knocked out of the tournament, but then they kind of like, hey, wait a minute, I'm fighting again, but now I'm fighting for like half of what I don't know. It's
I think OAM said some things about it in the
yeah
past. I'm not really
yeah.
sure. It's a weird structure. I mean,
I,
it's cool, it's different, but it is kind of weird.
all right, all right.
But that KO was pretty shocking.
It was so wait back it was a knee right to the face, right?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
sneaky as hell too.
Yeah, because when I first saw it, I thought it was a body shot. I thought it was a knee to the body because the loud kind of slapping sound it made. But I think that was the follow through that kind of hit the body. But yeah, so I was just double checking. I didn't see a replay on it. I only saw like the initial clip they put out there. So yeah, MMA man.
It's nasty. What underdog looks most promising outside of Charles Oliveira? Let me take a look here. I'm actually picking Steve Urseg to do something fun tonight. So I don't know how live he is, but I mean, for my picks for no money, I'm picking him. I think Chris Curtis is a live dog at plus 145. I think Eric Anders is a live dog at plus 120. And I mean, Irene Aldana seems like a very popular underdog pick.
Yeah.
But I'd say Chris Curtis is probably the most promising. I feel like he's being overlooked in this fight quite a bit.
Yeah. What's the line on Ige Landwehr?
Dan Ige minus 255. Come back on Nate Landwehr plus 215.
All right.
He's somewhat live too.
Yeah,
I think if this fight like gets to the third round, he's got a chance. But I don't know. I just feel like Dan Ige is going to win that fight.
Let me see. And okay, I was gonna Maverick is the favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking at it real quick. And okay.
Ayman Sahabi is a slight dog. He's plus 100. I actually think he's going to win too, but yeah. I mean, there's a few.
I think
There's a few.
There's a lot of good dogs on this card. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I like these kind of questions.
What would be the most surprising fight result on the main card?
Let's go to the top. Let's go to the top two fights.
Most surprising
in the co-main event. What would kind of like
in the co-main event? If I think any finish like real quick, like if one of those guys just lands in like the first flurry and the fight is over, that'd be pretty friggin' surprising. I don't think the fight's going to the cards, but I do think both these guys are durable enough that I think we'll get past like the first minute of the fight.
I would be more bummed if I ended under a minute more than anything. I understand what you're saying, but I just kind of like I said, I want them to get paid for it, but I would love for the co-main event to have been 5 rounds because I feel if it does go to 3 rounds, we're gonna be wanting more. Man, honestly, in the co-main event, because both guys are capable of.
I got one, and I'll let you pick. Oliveira by decision would be pretty surprising.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking Oliveira by decision, only because of the his stats. I think he has one decision victory. Is that right?
He's like got one decision win in like out of his like last 19 fights or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but Dariush is great competition, so it wouldn't surprise me, but statistically that would be the anomaly if Oliveira wins by decision. But yeah, cool.
Main event would be Irene Aldana by submission. That would be the most surprising. I could see her winning by knockout. I don't see if she wins by submission though.
It wouldn't be because if Nunes gasses like she has in her losses, then she does kind of just go, all right, just choke me out, please.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Actually, the most shocking would be, and she's totally capable of doing it, would be Amanda Nunes' first round knockout. Because no one's done that to Aldana. Aldana, like she's been beaten by decision, got wrestled, but no one's just straight up like boom, hit her hard, I win. So and
Yeah,
but
that'd be
but
pretty
Nunes
good.
has that capability in her, so it's not that it's that surprising. It'll be surprising that it happened to Aldana, but it wouldn't be surprising because it'd be freaking Amanda Nunes. And man, I'm kind of I've been like my hot take is like I don't see Amanda Nunes has the consensus GOAT. I get why you think that, but you know what? If she does one punch, just dominate Aldana tonight, yeah, I'm gonna start. I gotta start, yeah, getting on that boat a little more. I think because I am. I mean, spoiler, I am picking Aldana tonight for the win, for the upset. So if she proves me wrong, whew, but I love being wrong. That's the fun part about the sport.
And that's the thing about this main card. Like, it ain't the sexiest main card we've ever seen on a pay-per-view, but I think all the fights have potential to be fun. Maybe the
Yeah,
middleweight,
that's the thing.
middleweight fight.
Well,
I think
yeah.
I think Eric Anders. I'm picking Eric Anders to find a finish in that fight. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but no result would really surprise me. And that's what kind of makes this main card really interesting. Like, if anything happens here, like if Adam Fuga goes out and knocks out Mike Malott, like, it wouldn't surprise me. If Malott just melts him in the first round, wouldn't surprise me. If Aldana wins, wouldn't surprise me. Like, nothing would truly surprise me tonight.
Yeah. I'll be as a fan. I'll be kind of bummed if Amanda Nunes wins like how she beat GDR, which was a smart victory. Kind of took her down and one on the ground. Not an exciting victory, but that's a smart. As a fan who wants entertainment, might be disappointed. But there's so many possibilities. I feel in all these fights. So yes, all right. Um,
What is a potential headline that we will talk about on the post show today?
I feel like it's gotta be Amanda Nunes. Like something.
Retiring.
Yeah, I feel that way. Winner. Question: when she lost to Juliana Pena, no one went, oh man, it's retiring. We knew they were gonna run it back. If she loses tonight though to Aldana, is the conversation the same? Is it a direct rematch? I know I don't like playing the what ifs games too much, but is it a direct rematch though for Amanda Nunes if she loses?
I don't know if it's like a direct rematch. I mean, there's talks about doing. Dana White had done some media yesterday, and he said that they're going to do a card at T-Mobile on September 16th as kind of like a Mexican Independence Day card. So they're
Not a
going to get like a
Mexican.
lot of Mexican fighters on there. So some people are. There's a chance like we might get Valentina versus Alexa Grasso on that card. That's what sort of the rumblings are right now. It's not confirmed, nothing official, but it's that fight. They could even announce that fight tonight. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they announced it tonight. Like, Valentina is there, and I kind of thought her being there in Vancouver and being part of the Q&A and being up there, I thought they were just going to straight up announce that fight as a thing, especially with the announcement of this Mexican Independence Day card in Las Vegas, which I kind of wish they went. I mean, they can't do Mexico right now. I understand that. But Anaheim, Phoenix, Texas.
Why can't they do Mexico?
It's just it's a price thing.
The price thing, the UFC wants more money. Price thing, like they want to be able to sell ticket. They want to make more money. They can't. Is that what you mean? Price thing?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I just think they need more time to put it together. Like, I just don't think 2023 is possible with like everything they have to work out logistically, location, funds, how it's all going to work. Like, there's just a lot that goes into doing it. So at least they're like trying something here. Vegas is such a weird place to do it, but I appreciate the fact that they're trying. If Aldana wins, I could see them going like Aldana Pennington maybe on that card. If they do like Grasso Shevchenko 2, you could do Aldana versus Pennington or something. And then if Amanda wants to fight still, she can go and fight the winner. Because I just don't know if Amanda is going to come back and fight that quickly 3 months later. Maybe Aldana will, just to be a part of that card. And, Pennington will probably be ready to go. And plus, those two ladies are supposed to fight each other anyways. So,
Yeah.
and they already fought. It's a rematch, and they were already booked to main event. I think that was the original plan for San Antonio before things got sort of mixed up. And then they're going to headline a card at the Apex. And then Aldana got pulled into this fight. So, if
Yeah.
Amanda loses her next, she will fight for the belts in her next fight. I just don't know if they're just going to be like, all right, we're immediately running back Aldana Nunes, if that makes sense.
Kind of like Ronda lost. She can't. She didn't. The belt was won and lost by the time Ronda came back, but Ronda's next fight was still for the belt. So Ronda lost to Holly, then Holly lost to Misha, then Misha lost to Nunes, and then Ronda came back, and then of course that's when the kind of Amanda Nunes reign began, I think. Okay.
Yeah, you want to know what would be a surprising result if Aldana wins and Amanda does not retire? That would actually surprise me.
Yeah. I think that the potential headline for this question, it's going to revolve around Amanda Nunes, and is she going to fight again? Is she going to defend the belt again? Is she done? I think if she wins, I think we're kind of almost expecting a retirement. Maybe not tonight, but maybe soon. But if she loses, I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm sure we're going to be talking about whatever happens with Beneil Dariush and Charles Oliveira as well.
Oh, yeah. Those guys.
Those two guys.
All right. Well,
a big key in the co-main event will be Dariush's Granby rolls to prevent being on bottom position. I think this will expose him to Oliveira's BJJ game. What are your thoughts? Casey, what do you think? You think that's a big key here?
His Granby rolls in particular? I don't know about that, but I've had friends I trained with who've rolled and trained with Dariush, and man, they say he is good on the ground. They said that guy is very good. I don't know anyone that's I don't have any contact. I haven't trained with anyone that's worked with Charles Oliveira before, but everyone that says that's rolled with Dariush is like, man, the guy's good. He's just smart on the ground, doesn't make mistakes. I think would this expose him to Oliveira's BJJ? No, I mean, there's not gonna be exposure. I mean, he's not gonna be exposed. It's just two high-level black belts mixing the martial arts on the ground. I just want to see it. Honestly, I don't really have any thoughts of like, oh, he better not go to his guard or do anything like that. And I don't have anything like that. I just like you said, we talked earlier. If the fight ends under a minute, I'll be just bummed because that means most likely someone just got hit with a big shot and got knocked out or whatever. And I think while a big knockout is cool, I don't think as fans that's what we want to see. I think everyone kind of wants to see this at least go a round and a half. There's some good scrambles and get to see a little bit of everything before they kind of a finish happens. No, I don't no real thoughts on this, Mr. Timmy.
I don't think Dariush has any fear of Charles Oliveira on the ground at all. Like, not even a little bit.
Yeah, of course he doesn't want to be in back. He's not going to give his back up.
Yeah, you don't want to be concerned. Yeah. You're weary, but I don't think I think he'll be fine going down there with him. Like, yeah, I think Oliveira's BJJ is actually kind of criminally underrated for how good he is and how good his reputation is behind the scenes too. So, I think Oliveira is very opportunistic on the ground, but Dariush is just, like you said, he's just very technically sound. He doesn't make mistakes. He is a little crafty down there too. So I hope this fight hits the mat. I really do. I want to see what happens. I like even if it's just a scramble and they get right back up. Like, I just want to see them on the ground for a little bit. Yeah,
at some point I want to see a good leg lock battle. I want to see one of those. Both guys at 50-50. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm kind of going for. All right.
Oh God. Do we see Connor punch the mascot? Yes. And my first thought was, why? And then my second thought was, why did he hit him again? And Connor, like, this was not like because there's report. I don't know if you guys have seen this who are watching right now. The Athletic reported that the mascot like had to go to the hospital after that. Like, he had to go to the ER and get put on like pain meds and stuff because like Connor lit his ass up. So very strange. Connor hit him. Looks like Connor hit the mascot as hard as he could, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, maybe I'm being a bit negative. Like, remember that video? It was a couple years ago. I think it was Max Holloway hitting the Houston Rockets mascot. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I think Sage Northcutt was there too. I don't know why they were there, but it was like whatever they were. And I think Max Holloway knocked out the Houston Rockets mascot. And for some reason, it was cuter. I don't know. Was it maybe because I didn't get a full audio feed of what it sounded like in Arena, but like it looked kind of mean. I don't know why. For some reason, Connor
I
hitting
felt the same way.
yeah,
I felt
it
the
just
same
looked
way.
mean. Okay, and I felt like the crowd took it that way too. The crowd was like, "Oh, you're just being a jerk." Like it wasn't like cute. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong, or I don't know. I thought it was weird. I don't
It
know.
reminded me of like Ace Ventura when he beat up the Philadelphia Eagle at the end of the first movie. Like he just beat the brakes off of that
Yes.
eagle because he knocked away the dove that he was going to get a big reward for, and then he just beat the hell out of him. It was just weird. Like the follow up shot was just very weird. Like the first
Yeah.
one was like, yeah, he hit him really hard, but then he went behind him and he like hit him harder, which I thought was really weird. So yes, I saw him punch the mascot, and apparently Connor punched the mascot really, really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It was okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you got that sense too. I was like, it wasn't cute.
How much did Deonte make to be at the PFL? I have no friggin' idea. I'm
Just
sure he
for
made.
I mean, just for his showing up, or was this asking like how much would he want to make if he did an MMA match?
I think they're asking like how much he got paid to go to the event.
I, I
I
don't.
would say he got a little something.
They put up a nice hotel and all that stuff, but I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Maybe
if they're really
if he was
if
in the
this is-
area, I don't know. I think they probably gave him a little something. They took care of him to some extent. I don't know if they like were like, hey, we'll give you $1 million to come to this event. I don't think that happened, but I think they probably gave him something.
yeah, free concessions, you know.
Thoughts on estimated pay-per-views for this card? However, I'll be tuning in to watch along with Heck and G. Appreciate that, Dana Blanco. Oh man,
How about this? We know it's a low number. We just know that.
it's. You want me to throw an over/under at you?
Yeah.
175.
Oh, under. Under.
Wow. Yeah, I think this does under 2.
Yeah. I was
175 might be the number.
Yeah, I was aiming actually around 130 around there, and yeah. Now
I think it'll do a little better than that because I mean they have like 150. It's like the AEW audience, like the 823,000 AEW watchers are the ones that are going to watch all the time. Like you're going to get them every week. I feel like there's 175,000 people in the United States that are going to watch everything, that are going to buy every pay-per-view and watch every single card, no matter what it is. So I can see that being a number. I think Aljo said something after the Cejudo fight, like 275 for that one. And that's honestly higher than I thought it was going to be too at the end of the day, especially with what that card looked like and the stakes that were involved outside of the main event and the co-main event, which I still didn't like that fight being on the card to begin with, but I'm not going down that road. But
you're never gonna get over that one.
I actually feel like I actually thought 288 main card was pretty fun. Like it wasn't a bad card. Muhammad Burns was kind of the fight we expected it to be. I actually feel like this card at the end of it, I think it's going to be more fun than 288. Like I think we're going to be like, all right, that was a better watch than 288 was. I think the crowd's going to be a big part of this too, because the Vancouver crowd is very good. Like they're in MMA, they're going to be loud, they're going to be ready to go. And I think it's going to play off on television as well. It's going to be like watching a pro wrestling show with a hot crowd. It's going to be something like that tonight.
Yeah, it's just a bummer that there's going to be I've been to Vancouver a few times. I don't know demographically, but I don't think there's a big Hispanic market in Vancouver. And I got that sense when Aldana came for the press conference and the weigh-ins, there just wasn't a big Hispanic push fan-wise for her. And I just wonder what a different feel this would be if this fight was anywhere, near the border, like San Diego or even LA or Houston. That's just a bummer. But I do think this card, like you said, I think this card entertainment-wise will be fine. Of course, stakes and rankings, all the storylines may not necessarily be there for the whole pay-per-view portion of the card, but your top 2 fights will be good. And we honestly, I would say 90% of cards, you really judge a card by the top 2 fights at the end of the day. We'll go, great top 2 fights. The prelims or whatever, but those top 2 fights, they really kind of brought it together. So, uh, oh yeah, actually, let's talk about the press conference.
Oh, by the way, it appears that Bigfoot Silva lost again today and then retired.
Ooh.
Not a knockout loss though, Casey. You could take
All right.
that. We could feel better about that. He lost the decision, but I guess he retired after. You guys think this pay-per-view is going to be Mike Malot's breakout event? Dude reminds me of a Canadian Michael Chandler. Could be. And I think the crowd's going to be very helpful in that. Because if he goes out there and just knocks out Adam Fugit, and does it in impressive fashion, that crowd is going to go insane. And he's going to look like a star. So I think it's going to feel that way.
Yeah.
I think it's going to feel that way.
Well, he was the star of the press conference. Would you say? Did you see the press conference?
I did not. I saw some of it. I saw some clips. I went back and watched like bits and pieces of it. I know he got asked a bunch of questions, which is great, and he was over like Rover, which is great.
Yeah. I felt he talked. Actually, he got more questions than anyone else up there. He was just that guy. Yeah.
I think he's the second most popular fighter on this card, besides Charles Oliveira. Oliveira was like Hulk Hogan up in there. It was crazy.
All right.
Michael, on a scale 1 to 5, how much do the intermissions between fights bother you both? 1 being not at all, 5 being insufferable between PFL fights. That is, it's 5's not high enough.
Yeah,
like, it's not high enough.
I guess 7.5. It's just I can't watch PFL live. Like
I fell asleep. I fell asleep watching it live.
Like unless I'm literally like, on the schedule, like Casey, you will not get paid unless you watch PFL. Like I can't. I have a life. I don't know. I have things to do. I can't. It's just a lot of time to dedicate for a lot of nothing. Yeah. Not a lot of nothing. A lot of what do you call it? Just nothing. Yeah, nothing in between fights. Yeah, it's like I always like on our chats we're like, whoa, it's been 3 hours. We've seen 2 fights. You know, I know we used. I felt we used to complain about that a lot with Bellator, but I think we've acknowledged that Bellator has gotten better at that. But PFL doesn't seem to. I mean, I get it. They're in free TV, so I don't know. It's like something's got to change.
It's too much, man. It's way too much. Like, Bellator has gotten better. The problem with Bellator is now, instead of doing like long breaks between prelim fights, they just do like 15 prelim fights. And it's just way too much. It's way too many fights. If we can get like 12 fights with that pacing, like Bellator gets an edge automatically from a viewership experience. But like next Friday's card is really good. Like the top 3 fights, all well-known names. There's some good prospects on the card, but there's 18 fights. There's 14 prelims before the main card. That's a lot of fights. And if we're not getting a bunch, now if you go out there and they get a bunch of finishes, cool. But we've seen a bunch of these like 18, 19 fight cards have like 14 or 15 prelims and like 12 of them go to decisions. It is really brutal to watch when that happens. So yeah, the PFL pacing is awful. It's so bad. It's brutal.
Just bad, yeah. But but I did have 2 friends, non-MMA friends, message me. He's like, "Hey, I was at a restaurant last night and there were some UFC fights on. It was weird." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh, they had the PFL on the bar." I was like,
oh yeah,
because it was they told me last night, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "You're watching PFL." They're like, "Oh yeah, okay." It's really funny, like, because we're in this world where we're in a bubble within a bubble. Sometimes I feel, and so when these kind of just sports fans see fights on TV, it's the PFL. Like they had no clue. They were like, "Oh yeah, it's just I don't know." They thought it was UFC. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or just more of a great branding by the UFC. It's just funny when I hear this from other people. I was just like, what? Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. You know, do you do UFC? Do you? It's like MMA is UFC in a lot of people's minds. It's hilarious. Like I play softball on Thursday nights. Like I played on this team for like 2 years, and I never really was asked like what I do. until like this season. And now that like people know, they all will just ask me random stuff, but I get a good gauge now on like what's hitting with the casual audience and what isn't. So like when I went and played softball Thursday, it's like, yeah, pretty shitty card this Saturday, huh? I was like, I think it's gonna be a fun watch, but yeah, it's not great on paper. And then that's all they wanted to know about it. They just want to know if I thought the cards was stinky or not. That's the casual thoughts on 289 right now.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I love hearing just non MMA fans impression of the sport. It's always like, wow, okay, because you can't say they're wrong. I mean, that's their impression. It's just interesting. All right. Where's that question? I had it.
You agree that statistically, it is unlikely we will see any women fighters surpass Amanda Nunes' resume for at least a decade.
Wait, so I'm assuming we're talking about her championship run.
I would assume so.
Yeah, as a champion. So
She's been a champion for what, 6 years, 7 years?
So Misha. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, 8 defenses. That's 2 belts. And if a
So she's had a belt. She's had a title since she beat Misha Tate. She has had at least 1 belt since the Tate win. All this time.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Ronda's, because Ronda be really what a Ronda. So Ronda, when she won the belt when she beat Misha. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, Misha. Ronda had 7 defenses before she ran to Holly Holm. I'm counting the Strikeforce ones too, because they should. It's the same thing. Do you agree it's unlikely? What was Shevchenko at?
She was. She have 7, 8.
7. I wish I knew this. This is why we need
Jose's great.
Yeah, I feel like he's like right on top of this all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, she had 8. I guess for maybe. No, I definitely think. Will be surpassed.
I think Erin Blanchfield has a chance.
Yeah.
Before it's all said and done, because she's just getting started, and she's like a win away from fighting for the belt. So, and when she gets it, I think she's gonna be the champion for a long time.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on this.
I mean, look, Amanda's gonna be one of those fighters that when she's gone, we're gonna appreciate her a lot more. I think. It's just got to be one of those things.
I think it's gonna suck for her and her legacy. It was the lack of depth for both divisions, unfortunately, especially 45. That's on. That's not on her. You can't blame her. I mean, DJ got a lot of flack for that. I mean, I know everyone's like John Jones go, GSP's go. I'm on board. I'm on the boat where I actually think DJ is the GOAT. But a lot of people give him slack because, well, there weren't like the best fighters at 25, so they kind of give him that, they're like, well, you can't be, but I don't know. I think that's going to hold Nunes back a little bit, but that's not on her. All she can do is beat people up in front of her.
Be fresh. I know Patchy mixes in Bellator, but how do you think he would fare in the UFC's 135 division? Golly, I would love to see him in the UFC bantamweight division. He would be. He's top 5, I think. I think he's that good. He might be the best bantamweight in the world. We don't know yet. But
we don't know because there's 2 different companies and they won't cross promote, so we'll never know. But yeah, Patchy Mix without a doubt can beat Aljamain Sterling on any night. Aljamain Sterling can also beat Patchy Mix. I think the 35 division is so good that there's not. You can pick a champion to beat the other champion, sure, but I don't think you'll ever say, 10 out of 10 times, Aljamain beats this Bellator champion.
No, I don't know.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's the and not just Patchy Mix. I think Stotts, I think who else they got over there? Just like going blank right now.
Magomedov.
Yeah,
They got Danny
Madoff. Yeah,
Sabs.
even Danny Saps is improving. He is improving. So to answer your question, very well.
Yeah, he would be really fun
Yeah.
in the UFC's division, but
Yeah.
he's gonna fight either Sergio Pettis or Patricio Pitbull next. So
oh my goodness, I cannot wait for that fight because I have so many questions. Because like we know how good Pettis is, but the way he won the belt when he was losing to Horiguchi, and it was an freaking incredible knockout. But he was losing that fight, so we're like, was that a lucky punch? So how good is Pettis? We don't know, and like, how good is Pitbull coming down to 35? Who knows? I'm really excited for the fight, and I hope next week there's lots of hype. It's next week, right? It's only a week away.
It's Friday. 6 days away.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's gonna be a lot of buzz for that next week because I think the top 2 fights on that are pretty fantastic.
And we get it's Corey Anderson, Phil Davis. That's the featured bout. Still 2 very recognizable names. There's some stakes there.
Very good. Yeah.
Vadim Nemkov versus Yoel Romero. Like I'm hoping for the best. I'm really hoping for the best, but there is a strong possibility that fight is just the worst fight. Just really bad. There's a real chance that happens, but I'm hoping for the best.
Isn't it every Romero fight though?
Yeah, I just think stylistically, like this could be just a really bad fight.
Yeah,
but
you'll also
it'll be so bad, but there's still a part of you that's like, we'll be watching on the edge of your seat because it is Yoel Romero, and at some point he's going to throw something that you think might land, and you just get up for it, and then when the final horn sounds, you're like, oh my god, what did we just watch? But at least you're getting ready for stuff.
And I think Nemkov's incredible too. So I guess the big worry for Romero is not the fact that it could be a boring fight, but like eventually he has to get old because he already is old, but he has to perform old at some point.
He's 46. He's 46 years old.
It's nuts. I don't get it.
He looks like he's 29.
He still has like an 8-pack, It's like I'm glad he's at 205. I'm glad he's at 205. I'm glad he's not struggling to make 185. That was just I don't know. I'm excited about next week.
That would be absolutely insane if Yoel Romero knocked out Vadim Nemkov and won the belt. That would be incredible theater.
That would be. I don't see it, but I don't expect it to happen, but I can see it. No, because I can see Romero knocking out a rhinoceros, just like boom and knocking it out cold. That's the thing, and that's the magic of Yoel Romero. Just like he just has that thing.
Looking forward to Jasmine Jasdavicius's fight. She proved to be a fighter with a promising future given her performance in her last fight. What do you guys think? So I've been following Jasmine for a long time. I've been interviewing her since she was a 1-0 pro. Well before my MMA fighting days. And just the story of her finding MMA is super fascinating because it's not like she trained. It was not like a high level, like combat athlete growing up. She wasn't like a big wrestler or anything. Like she just dated a coach who was like hosting a seminar somewhere, and Jasmine went with him. And he just asked if like Jasmine wanted to hit pads one day, and she hit pads, and they were like, whoa. Like you hit pads really well.
So she started dating a coach before she even started training MMA.
Yeah, like right? Really getting into. Yeah, like she would go. That's really like she'd go to the. Yeah. And she was a natural. Like she was a legit natural at it. And she trained for like a couple of years, and then like had her first fight and just started winning fights. And then she couldn't even find fights in Canada, so she was taking all her pro fights in like Pittsburgh, and she had a fight in Massachusetts for Cage Titans. She was just getting fights, and she was just putting on a pace and finishing all these women, and went to CFFC, lost a weird splitty to Elise Reed, which I actually thought she won that fight, and then got on the Contender Series, just did what she usually does and just smothers and outpaces people and just puts the boots to them, gets a contract, got a tough matchup. She had to fight Natty Ice, which is not an easy fight for anybody in that division, Natalia Silva, but looked pretty good in her last fight. Now she's fighting Miranda Maverick, and I feel like, Casey, a lot of people are just giving, like, I'm not saying they've given up on Miranda Maverick, but the hype that she had coming in it's much lower than it was. And this is one of those ones where I don't think it's really fair because she's still 25. She'll be 26 in a couple of weeks. She's just getting started. So, and her losses are to Macy Barber, which very few people feel she lost.
That was a bad decision.
And the other loss is to Erin Blanchfield, who I feel is going to win the title and hold it for a long time. So like that loss is going to age incredibly well. But just people jumping off the Maverick train really quickly has been kind of stunning to me.
You know what, just like you knowing Jasmine from her very first fight, I'm the way with Miranda. I was at her maybe her pro debut for Invicta, and I think maybe I was at her first 2 fights, honestly, or something like that. And I remember just going, this before I saw Erin Blanchfield though, but I was like, oh, this girl's the future. She is legit. And I don't feel I'm wrong on that. I don't now. I think Blanchfield has kind of superseded her in terms of like the best prospect in the sport. But yeah, I just think people can't focus on more than one fighter in a sense that just because Erin Blanchfield is so freaking good, I think Miranda Maverick is right behind her. And she took her whipping. Blanchfield got her. She took her whipping. Yeah, I think Blanchfield is a little ahead of her. But yeah, I'm still high on Miranda Maverick. And I do think she will be victorious tonight over Jasmine. But this is a matchup that makes a lot of sense, and it's a matchup that both women have earned. You know, like they deserve the spot. They deserve the meet here, and I like the placement of the card and everything. Yeah, it's a good fight. Yeah, but I'm still high on Maverick. But hey, if Jasmine does it tonight, then yeah,
that's a huge win for her. Yeah. That's a massive win for her, and doing it in Canada where she'll get a big pop, that's huge.
Yeah, I like the fight. Makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
All right. Did you? All right. Let's do it.
I wanted Jasmine to fight Molly McCann. That's the fight I wanted.
Does Molly have a fight? I know she.
Yeah, she's booked.
What is it? You know, is it?
Who's she fighting? I saw it too. Let me just pull it up real quick. Someone might actually. Stolyarenko. That's what she's fighting.
Oh, okay.
At 25, which makes like no sense to me.
That's Stolyarenko going down to 25. Right? Has she fought at 25 before? Stolyarenko?
Like there was one fight recently where
she passed down the scale.
Yeah, was that 25 she going to or 35? I think it was a 35.
That was a 35, yeah.
That was the first Julia Avila fight, right?
Is that what it was? Yeah, it might have been.
And the fight got canceled. Yeah, and I remember that. And then they ended up fighting again, and they ended up fighting a few months later, and Julia submitted her. What would be a sad outcome after tonight? Oh my God. I got the answer. There's only one answer to this. There's only one answer to this question.
You go.
There's only one answer to this question. Beneil Dariush has the performance of his career.
Oh.
I mean, the best performance of his career. He finishes Charles Oliveira. He doesn't say anything stupid on the microphone, cuts a perfect promo, and Dana still doesn't give him the title shot at the press conference. That would make me sad. And I would probably shed an actual tear if he said another name. Nah, we're looking at Michael Chandler as the number one contender, or somebody else, or just anything outside of yes, he's next. He's fighting Islam Makhachev in Abu Dhabi in October. Would make me sad if Dariush goes out there and beats Charles Oliveira tonight.
Yeah. If Dana says anything but yes, if he says we'll have to look and see, we'll have to see how things turn out, he's definitely in the mix. That's all.
Oh, don't do it.
Those are all big no's.
That's the saddest outcome.
Oh, he's in the mix.
Or honestly, Dariush losing tonight would be a super sad outcome. Just him losing in general would be a really sad outcome for like everything he's built to get to this point. Like title shots right there.
Who would have been some similar situations like this where like the guy is like he could have easily got a title fight 2 fights ago, but he's in another fight. And then he ends up losing that fight. That puts him way back in line. So Leon Edwards was always in that position, but he kept on winning, so he eventually got it. But who were we? Who might? Like,
Michael Bisping Bisping got a ton of number 1 contender fights and then finally got over the hump. The one that would actually feel similar,
But the UFC was
but a
always
little
trying to
different.
give Bisping a title shot. That's the difference, I think. But he just kept losing those big fights.
The one that would feel similar to this, it's a little different, but it would feel kind of similar, is Joanne Wood. Remember, she was right there, and then she took another fight and got submitted.
Yeah,
and lost her title shot.
She
had a title to fight Valentina. Yeah,
she had a title fight, and Valentina was injured. Yeah, I think it's go. Wood's a good one. Yeah, Joanne Wood's a good one. And then she took that. Okay, I'll just take a fight. I think it was Lemos. Who did she face?
She fought somebody, got tapped.
Yeah, and then the wheels fell off. Yeah. All right.
Let's do bonus picks real quick. What do you got?
People were Tony Ferguson, but Tony Ferguson did actually fight for a belt. He fought for an interim belt, so he just wound up losing that fight. So that's all.
Yeah, Ferguson's still a good pick.
Yeah. Okay. What's the first fight? Okay. Let's start with Imavov Curtis. How about that? 'Cause that's,
all right, just do the picks from there. Okay.
Yeah.
Bonuses could be anything.
We'll bonuses. Okay.
Real quick, and then we'll do our picks. You can just rifle through your bonuses and then rifle through your picks.
Sorry. Knockout. Performance of the night. I'm going Aldana. And the other performance of the night will go to Mike Malott. And fight of the night will go to. I'm gonna be kind of boring. I'm just gonna go Charles Oliveira, Beneil Dariush. So top three fights all get the awards for me.
I like the Malott pick. I'm with you there. I want to go Dan Ige performance, but I actually think that fight's going to get fight of the night. So I don't think they'll double bonus him. So I'll say Ige Landwehr fight of the night. And do I want to go Aldana? I'll go Blake Bilder.
Okay.
As the other one. He's a big favorite, but I think he's going to do something fun. So I'll just be different on this one. So Chris Curtis, Nasruddin Imavov. Imavov, the slight favorite here.
I'm still in the Imavov train, and I like Chris Curtis a lot, but I just think Imavov has too many weapons. So I am going Imavov by dominant decision.
If they're fighting in the small cage, I would be very confident picking Chris Curtis in this fight. I'm still going to pick Chris Curtis by decision, mostly for the betting value, which means nothing to me. So I'm actually not actually betting. But plus 145 for a fight that I think is closer than that. I think Chris Curtis can win this fight. I think there are paths to victory for him, and I feel like he's gonna get one back here. Marc-Andre Barriault minus 140, Eric Anders plus 120.
Anders decision because someone has to win. Sorry, I don't have very much to say about this fight.
Eric Anders is going to lose the first round, and then John Crouch, because he's at the MMA lab now, is going to say, listen, the MMA fighting guys said that this fight is for the middleweight title. And it's going to be like Popeye eating spinach, and he's going to knock out Marc-Andre Barriault in the second round to win perhaps the brand new middleweight championship. Let's see. Dan Ige, minus 260, Nate Landwehr, plus 220.
Going Dan Ige. Just going Dan Ige. Solid workman-like decision.
I got Dan Ige second round knockout in a fun ass fight. Very much looking forward to that one. Mike Malott, does he get the hometown rub? Does he get that breakthrough tonight?
Yes, he does. Mike Malott, submission round 2.
I got knockout round 1. But I could definitely see a submission as well. It's very, very live. Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. Dariush, the slight favorite, minus 145. Charles Oliveira, plus 125.
I feel weird even saying this out loud, but I'm going Oliveira KO round 2.
I'm going Benny Dariush KO TKO round 2.
All right.
Myself. I have no idea how this fight's going to go.
Me neither. My head, that's why saying it out loud, I was like, I feel weird even saying it out loud. Vibes. I just want this. I want it to happen. I really don't have, I had to make a prediction, so I picked one, but I just want to see it. I just want to see the dang fight.
I laid out my Irene Aldana upset win, how it's going to play out. I painted the picture yesterday. Again, like I said during the preview show, I'm way less confident even today than I was yesterday, even with that vibe pick, because I can really see a world where Amanda Nunes just wins a 49-46 in this fight. But give me Aldana. Comeback, down 30-27, knockout round 4.
I think Nunes and Aldana are going to slug it out, and Aldana is going to catch her with that awesome left hook in round 2, and she will win by TKO in round 2. And we will have a new Mexican champ, Irene Aldana. And I love Amanda Nunes. She is an amazing fighter. I just think this is Aldana's time.
I can't wait for the reactions to all of this, because if this card goes the way I think it's going to go, the watch party is going to be so fun. There's going to be so many fun clips of us just screaming and yelling and saying, wow, 18,000 times. Wow. That's my crutch in those watch parties during shocking moments. Well, there's the music, everybody. So watch party, 9:45 p.m. Eastern. So listen, I get it. It's $80. If you're spending the $80, you can watch it, and you can watch with us as well. If you don't want to spend the $80, and you don't want to pirate a stream because it's going to buffer and be a pain in the ass,
all the pop-ups.
We'll tell you what's going to happen. Like, we're just going to have some fun. I got a text from GC talking about poutine. We're going to have some poutine tonight. Like, we're getting all sorts of Canadian. GC's ensemble, his outfits, it's already been revealed on Twitter. Mine will not be as Canadian tuxedo-y, but it will be a business casual Canadian tuxedo for me. This is not the ensemble. So a lot of denim going in the watch party. So 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Join us. Jose is on site. He'll have all the post-fight stuff on the channel as well. We'll have the post-fight press conference, post-fight show tonight as well. Just strap in, everybody. We're going to have some fun. See you later, Casey. Enjoy the fights. Same with you, everybody. We'll see you later.
Yes.
On.
Have fun tonight. Fights.
Fights.